Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. It's Porter down here doing some work on my rear caliper. I did the other side a couple of weeks ago, maybe. Now I'm going to do this side. So when I went to do this side, I realized to change the rotor, I have to take off that bracket. And in the process of trying to take it off, I found that the bolt was stripped. So I ended up going down to AutoZone, and I bought the Duralast extraction kit, which was a mistake because it didn't work. So I had to go back to Amazon and get the right one. Now I do own a large bolt extraction kit for the lug nuts like this. So say for example, if this lug nut, let me see what pouches, and I think it's in this pouch down here. If this thing was to strip, this has 6 different sizes on there. I could take this off, and it see it right there. You look inside, you hammer it on, and you takes it off. You got the other side over here. So I got 6 different sizes. It takes off most lug nuts. So I have the larger size. This probably would have worked. Maybe it wouldn't, because this is the bolt that I had to take off, and I don't think it would fit in there. See how it's too. Even the smaller size that I have, see, it won't fit. So obviously, so I went to a mechanic. I asked him, hey, how much will you charge to take off, a strip bolt? He said, about 150. So, me being mechanical that I am, I said, well, this is my own tool I bought when Sears and Roebuck used to be on in the Fenway. That's how old this is. See that Craftsman sign there? Bought that from Sears and Roebucks probably about, I don't know, 40 years ago. Still got it, still works. So I said, wait a minute. So that's when I went to go to get the Duralast part. And the Duralast, it says guaranteed to work. Lock tight, all that good stuff. I tried it multiple times, it didn't work. So I went on Amazon and I got the made in China. And sure enough, this is the one you want right here. I got this bad boy. Let me show you how the kit looks inside so you can see it. Open this up. Look what you got there. I mean, got the right one. Hammered it on there. And lo and behold, took it right off. First shot. Now I own this kit. This kit only cost me 23 bucks. So this is the bolt that I extracted out of there that was stripped. See how it's rounded? They stripped it right out. So that's off now. Now I'm gonna change my rotor, because that was the whole object of the game in the first place, to change the rotor. I couldn't take the rotor off if I couldn't get that bolt off. So that bolt is, it could be a spare bolt, it could be trash, it could be scrap metal, but it's not going back on the car, that's for sure. I got the new replacement bolt from AutoZone, so I already put that on there previously. So now I don't need this. Move this to the side. Got my tire up on a little platform to help my jack, because this car sits kind of low. So the fact that it sits low, I had to raise it up a little bit to get the jack under there. Now, first thing I'm gonna position my jack where I want it at, so that when I'm ready to lift up, I'm in a good spot. So I'm gonna stick this under here. That's good right there. Once I got some like this. Now, first things first, you gotta crack the lug nuts. So you don't want to start jacking the tire up until you crack those lug nuts, because all it's gonna do is spin. You're not gonna have enough torque unless you got a power, an impact wrench or something like that, impact gun. It's not gonna allow you to tire off the way you want to take it off. So I'm gonna crack these one by one, then we'll be prepared from there. Okay, so let's see how that works out. I got my Craftsman 2 again. I used a lot of Craftsman back in the day, so this is Craftsman 2. This thing here, this is kind of like a breaker bar but a large ratchet. This is if you can see on there, see how it says Craftsman right there. I think you still buy Craftsman if you go to Kmart or stuff like that, or buy online. You still can buy Craftsman 2s. Now all I'm gonna do is just gonna crack these. I'm gonna get my, and now the way I do it, I don't jump on it. I don't step on it, because I don't like doing that, because you can break the stud. So what I do, I like to muscle it up, so I get it in a good position, like right here, right? And all I'm gonna do is put my weight and pull. So see where I'm at? I got a good leverage right here. It's not too hard, and I'm gonna put 2 arms and just come back and pull back. That's just like that. Do the same thing over here. Put your body here. I got my elbow on my knee, and I'm pulling up like that. Come over here, do the same thing. Elbow down, pull up like that. Same thing over here. Make sure it's snug. Make sure this is square. Always get the right tool for the right bolt. I'm making this look a lot easier than it is, though, but you gotta put muscle into it. So now you get these all off. Now once you get it off, you can spin it like this. See that? Spin it off just like that. See that? Same thing here. Now once you know they're all loose, and you know they're loose because they're all moving, right? Now you can jack your tire up.
Attention ladder 1, cover station 8.
Now,
Attention ladder 1,
jack the tire up. Ready?
1542.
There you go. A bit higher.
Engine 28, tower ladder 10, a motor vehicle accident, South Street, and
So now,
Street,
I know my tire is off the ground. I can take this off completely now.
South Street and Spalding Street, Jamaica Plain, nearest box 2.
A little tedious, but take your time. You're not in a rush. It's not a race. You're not competition with nobody but yourself. So just don't lose anything. Keep it all in the same spot. If you can't put it back the same way you took it off, you're gonna have a problem. Now, remove your tire, just like that. Now, if you can see, this rotor could be salvaged. I don't know, but for the time being, I'm going to replace it. I'll find out if that could be milled down and then over. So my first thing, I'm going to take off these bolts for the caliper first. I think it's a 13 millimeter. So I'm going to dig in my my toolbox. I do have Duralast tools. I got some Craftsman tools too. Craftsman and Duralast, they're both pretty good. Depends on what you get. You know what I mean? You got to kind of know what you're getting. Let's see what we got here. I don't know if I showed you this tool set. It's a basic tool set. Nothing too fancy. I think this is a 150 piece tool set. I think this is something like that. It has the basic tools you need. It doesn't have all the ones, but it has the basic ones. And I believe I want a 13 millimeter. So let's pull out the 13 millimeter, which I believe is this one here. And this one says 9/16. Let's see if this is the one. Yeah. 9/16 fit pretty good. But where's the 13 at? Let's see if the 13 is any better than the 9/16. I don't know where the 13 would be at. Let's see. This is 12. 12 is too small. So the next...
21. Do you have any
This 13 here? So this is 13. Let's see if the 13 is better than the 9/16.
Stand by, 21.
No. You gotta use the 9/16.
That's affirmative. They've been in route 16 minutes.
I wonder if the 13 works on the other one then.
1646.
Maybe 9/16 works on both of them. I don't know. Looks like 9/16 is the one. Let's see what happens when I put the wrench to it. But the thing is, you don't want it too loose, and you don't want it to, like, you know, strip the bolt. So let's see if this loosens this up. I guess it is. Wow, 9/16. First bolt is off. Next one's down below down here. Do the same thing. Just that's a little tough to get to, but we're gonna. Do I need the extension for that? I gotta tap this one. This one's a little harder. We tap it just a little bit. A little friendly persuasion. Make sure I'm on there and. That's a little harder than I thought. All else fails.
30%.
Get the big guy out.
Thank you.
Shouldn't be that hard to take out, but maybe it is. Let's see if that inner piece is moving or not. Sometimes if that, yeah, the inner piece is moving, so I gotta stop that inner piece from moving. Okay, because if they both spin, it's not gonna give me the same result. So I gotta stop this one. I'm gonna try. If not, that'll be another video. Let's see what we got going on here. Here we go. I think I just snapped it. Yeah, a lot easier when you put two wrenches on there. So that one's out too.
Check the area, check the buildings, no one there. You're returning.
Okay.
1549.
And it helps to know how things work too. If you don't know how things work, then you're never going to figure it out. Now, I typically don't do brakes anymore. My son does all the brakes in the family. He does all the oil changes, does all the brakes. He does all the, the shocks and stuff like that. But I figure this old guy can still do it. Why not? Why, get that caliper off of there. Just take your time. Let that bad boy sit up there. Take off the 2 brake pads. Take these pads out of there. Take your time, no rush. You gotta get it off that clip.
Engine 22. Engine 22.
I learned in my younger years, take your time. Because a lot of people try to rush and try to prove stuff to somebody. Got a little meat on there. Not a lot. Okay, got those 2 off. This one looks like it's a little bit less. Very close to the... I don't know if you guys can see that. Very close to the metal. I'm changing this rotor out. So I got a new rotor here. You can see the new rotor. The new rotor.
Engine 17, 21, 24, and 14, ladder 23, and 4, rescue 2, car 7, a structure fire, 70 Bellevue Street, Dorchester. Engine 17, 21, 24, and 14, ladder 23, and 4, rescue 2, car 7, a structure fire, 70 Bellevue Street,
Here we go.
Dorchester. Nearest box 1885 Quincy and Bellevue Street, 1551.
That's the new one. Then you can always compare, get a caliper and measure the distance between this and this and see how much meat you got left on it. After a certain specs, they won't do it. They won't mill it down because it's too thin. So they'll put a caliper on here and see if I could get this saved or not. If not, rotor's about $60. You can always just buy another rotor. Now the next thing is taking off the bolts in the back here. So let's move this caliper out the way just a little bit. And let's see. Always get yourself the sweet spot. Always looking for the...
Are we on that block? 10. Cover station 10. Attention engine 10. Cover station 10. 1552. That number heard. Ladder 7 has that. Are we still covering? Attention ladder 7. Cover station 17. 1553. Ladder 7, you can return to your own, okay? Box 1885, Quincy and Bellevue Street, truck for number 70 Bellevue Street, floor number 3. Companies responding.
So this is the new bolt that I put in, because I took this out because I literally went to AutoZone and took it out in their parking lot. So this is the new bolt that I put in. I kept the other bolt as a spare, just in case the other one has that problem. This bolt is down here, so I have to get my extension out to get back there. So let me get the where is my extension? Hold on. Where is my extension? Here we go. You got a struck box over there. It's a false alarm though. That's rescue 2, by the way. I'm not too far from their quarters. I'm literally like a stone throw away from their quarters. Let's get this little extension back here. there's a little hole that you stick your extension through.
Car 7, you're on
And if you
70
got it
Bellevue,
squared off the right
Minnesota.
way and take your time. Wait a minute, this is a different size boat. Wow.
Lieutenant Lawyer, all
That's not
out.
the same size boat. That's weird.
1885, boot on the stove. Car 7, okay.
Let's see what size boat this is now. This one has to be, let's try that 12 millimeter we had. Let's see what that one does. I think this is the 12. So we'll start with the 12 first because it is smaller. So let's see. It's tough trying to get this back here because I gotta move this. Just keep it this way. This is the safest spot to keep it. So keep it there. How about I just do some extension reaching and do it this way. So it's not 12. Let's see what the other size is. Let's get this jack out of my, get that jack pull out of there. So it's not 12. Let's go. I don't know what these sizes, how these sizes run. Let's try the 13. Maybe it's 13 on this one. That'd be weird though, because if this is, see, it's definitely not 13 on that one. That's 9/16. So they got two size bolts on this thing, which is kind of weird. Yeah, so that's a 13 millimeter on this one. Wonder why they did that. Interesting. I'm not gonna. I keep it the way it is. It's a bolt, but still, I mean, it should be universal. It should be the same. So this is a 13 millimeter on this side, and I could have sworn I used 13 millimeter on the other side, which is kind of weird. But 13 millimeter 9/16 is not the same size. I don't know. So let me take my time, get this on here, and is that moving? Let's find out. It is moving. I feel like it's moving. We'll find out if the bolt comes out or not, right? Let's see if that bolt is loose. Can't really get my hands in there, but I feel like it's moving. It's a kind of awkward position too.
Alarm is calling engine 17. Ladder 7, a pedestrian struck 11 May to Hughes Street. Dorchester, Ladder 7, a pedestrian struck 11 May to Hughes Street. Dorchester, nearest box 174 Edward Everett Square, 1558.
Available.
Okay.
Okay, respond to 11 Mayhew Street for motor vehicle accident.
What's your address again?
All right.
11 Mayhew Street.
So that bolt is off. There are two different sizes, which is okay.
Okay, engine 21, you're going to take it. Engine
Um,
70 for return.
It never left you. As long as you can get it off, who cares what size it is? So this rotor is coming off. This rotor is no good no more. At least for now, anyway. Just always inspect your areas.
1559.
This looks like it could be used over because it's not, the walls are not that thin, but I'll let the professionals will look at it and tell me. This is the new rotor. Now there's supposed to be some bolts that hold these in place. I don't put those back on. Sometimes they're a pain to get off. It does help it keeps, no, well, it does help keep it, you know, straight. But once your tire is locked onto it, it's gonna push against it anyway. So it doesn't really doesn't make a difference. Put it that way. It's not gonna change a whole lot. You might get a slight movement between the things, but it's very little. And for years, I had trucks that didn't have those on there, and they never had a problem. The one thing I am going to do before I put that on, and I always do it, I put a little bearing grease, and I'm going to show you where I put the bearing grease at. I got some wheel bearing grease. I don't know if you guys can see that.
Engine 5, ladder 2, a motor vehicle accident with injury. 354
So,
to 356 Bennington Street.
I'm going to take this wheel bearing grease, and I'm going to lubricate the flat surface of the don't ask me why I do. I've always done this for years. It helps keep it from seizing up with each other. I always done it. I guess I'm not going to change now if I've been doing it for all these years. Some people say it's not necessary. Some people say it is. And let's see what I'm going to do. I'm going to put some grease on these studs, and I'm going to put some grease on this right here. So I'll show you what I'm doing right now. Just squirt a little bit out, not a lot. And just put a little here, like that. A little here, a little there, a little. And that's just to keep it from. And I put a little on this little ledge here, and that's to help it from seizing up. Because sometimes your tire can't come off, and it seizes up right around this little edge here, or seizes up onto this piece here too. So that's why I put grease on all these spots here. And I put a little on that piece there. Hello? All right, cool, no problem. All right, cool. All right, take care. Have a good one. All right. Okay. So now I got, you know, as you can see, all that blue stuff now is the bearing grease. And people say I don't put it on there. It's not necessary. To each his own. I do it to my cars because it's my car. I haven't had a problem with it so far. Everything works out good all the time. Why change it if it's working? You know what I mean? So now if you can remember how you took this off, I hope you can remember. If not, you gotta stop the film and you gotta start all the way over again and figure out how you took this off. But remember the orientation, how it was. Remember what bolts came off of where. This was the lower bolt. It doesn't matter which one they cut. They should be the same threads, but we're gonna stick it back the way it came off. So take our time. We're gonna mount that.
Ladder 4, a drug overdose, 112 Southampton Street, Roxbury. Ladder 4, a drug overdose, 112 Southampton Street, Roxbury.
And what I like to do, I like to get one started and then start the other one before I tighten them up. So typically what I do,
Return the ladder truck.
let me
Continue EMS. One patient. Head neck and back. Continue police and traffic.
let me take my time and get this lined up here and get about.
Update EMS, one patient, head neck and back.
It makes it easy if you can see what you're doing. I can see it, but I'm looking at it from a different angle. So
1604.
Mention 21. The patient. Continue EMS. 13-year-old female. Needs off to be struck by a car. Continue police and EMS.
Need police and EMS for a 13-year-old female struck by a car. 1604.
I really need to. Should I try to use this thing here? This might give me better leverage on the nut if I do it this way. gotta take your time and line this up.
Engine 53, ladder 16, a central station alarm, 886 Cummins Highway, Mattapan. Engine 53, ladder 16, a central station alarm, 886 Cummins Highway, Mattapan. Nearest box
I can't see
3657
if
Cummins Highway at Rosewood Street.
the thing is definitely. I gotta put my flashlight on it because it's in the hole, but it's not. All right, cool. Because I didn't want to cross thread it. The worst thing you want to do is you want to put a wrench on there and start cross threading. Then you have a bigger problem. So then you turn a smaller problem. So typically what I want to do, I want to get about at least 3 or 4 revolutions before I start cranking it down with the ratchet. And I want it to go in nice and smooth. So in the event, and I kind of wiggle it around so it's going in smooth.
17, you can disregard Cameron Street. 17.
7, a medical assist, 6 Cameron Street, Dorchester. Ladder 7, a medical assist, 6 Cameron Street, Dorchester. Nearest box 189.
So I do got it in there.
1606.
And it's turning it freely.
Engine 16, a cardiac disorder, 35 Fessenden Street, Mattapan. Engine 16, a cardiac disorder, 35 Fessenden Street.
So I got that in there.
Nearest box 3547 Norfolk and Evelyn Street.
This size is a 13 millimeter.
17 answer.
You can disregard Cameron Street.
I'm gonna put this 13 millimeter on the back of this and tighten this bad boy up first.
Okay, man. Disregard.
1607.
Now one guy told me, "Oh, doing brakes is easy." I said, "Well, if it's so easy, then why you need me to help you do it?" Just because I don't advertise in doing brakes. I do my own brakes. I don't do other people's brakes. I can tell you the process of doing it, but I don't get involved. Because if I start doing your brakes, now I'm doing everybody else's brakes. You know what I mean? Then it's more of a hassle. Like, just learn how to do it yourself, or have someone else do it. Now this you want this to be nice and sturdy, because this relies on it being affixed to the vehicle, so you just can't move now. So you got to really kind of, you know, kind of muscle it in. I think that's going to be tight. Oh, that's the wrong size. I forgot about that. I wonder why there's 2 different sizes. Maybe that's the older size and one's a newer size. I don't think I can think of. Nevertheless, it works. I got the tools to take it off and put it on, so that's not the issue. Just got to remember it's 2 different sizes. If it becomes a major problem, I don't change this bracket or change the rotor that often anyway. As a matter of fact, this is probably the first time I'm changing since I had this vehicle myself. Give it another snug. All right, I got more play in that. One more. There we go. Good measure. Some people torque it down to a certain foot-pound, but you kind of get the feel how much torque you need to put on there. You kind of know if it's too loose. You know what I mean? You kind of have good judgment, and you kind of estimate how strong you are or how much. You know what I mean? You kind of get the feel of it. Now for the pads. Let's see what we got going on here. Now these are the pads. This is how it's supposed to look. This is the old pad. You can see the difference there. This still have a little meat on there, but this one's kind of low. So you kind of, once you see that line going, that means you're pretty low. It's a little line in the middle. That line is gone. That means you're down. You know, you're pretty low. That line is, you know, usually the mark that tells you it's time to change it. If you can't see that line, you're probably more than halfway through your pads. Put it that way. Now, to put these in is not hard. You just gotta follow the orientation which way they go. So you kind of stick it in like this and just push it in like that. And same thing on the other side. Just make sure you get the right orientation. Find that little groove where the clip is. And sometimes it's easy to do the bottom first. Well, the top first. Let's do the top first. Because I'm kind of doing a blind push. So without sticking my head down and to see what I'm doing.
Engine 17, unknown type fire, 70 Bellevue Street, Dorchester. Engine 17, unknown type
Okay.
fire, 70 Bellevue Street, Dorchester. Nearest box 188.
Make sure that's in there properly.
Bellevue Street,
Actually, it's not
1611.
seated all the way in. Hold on. Let's see what we got going on here. That clip might not be in the right position there. Oh, it is. It's in there. It's gonna tap it all the way in there. That's all. Just get a little friendly persuader. It's in there.
Engine 48, ladder 28, a central
Make sure
station
everything
alarm,
is
1344 High
in
Park
good condition.
Avenue.
Now the other thing, I might have to turn this
48,
caliper
ladder
in.
28, a central
Now my
station
son
alarm,
has that tool.
1344 High Park
I
Avenue.
don't own
High
that
Park,
tool.
nearest box 3753,
Nor did I
High
desire
Park
to
and Dana
purchase
Avenue,
one of those tools.
1612.
But I do own a needle nose pliers. And if this thing doesn't fit over here, which it probably won't, because those pads were a lot thinner. So I get my needle nose pliers and I just turn these two little prongs. It's a little tedious, but take your time and do it nice and slow. Let's see if I can do like I do all the other times and just I'm gonna have to start it with my channel locks. Where's my channel locks at? Start it with the channel locks, finish it off with the needle nose. So make sure I don't pinch the rubber now. There's a piece of rubber there. So I don't want the rubber. I want to be on the metal.
17, you can return. This is a police matter, okay?
17 has it. Thank you.
13.
Okay, I got it to turn. Now, see if I can finish it off with the needle nose. I wish I had a way to keeping this up straight because I don't want to stretch the cable either. So for some reason it's not turning as freely as it should. Let's do it again with the channel locks. It could be that the reservoir is not open too. If I pop the reservoir, I think
Ladder 20.
it'll go a little easier.
How about now?
You're investigating Latent 8, 1344 high cargo, 1650.
I took the cap off the, and that's what you're supposed to do anyway. When you're pushing the brakes back, they tell you to take off the reservoir cap so you relieve the pressure in the line. So let's see if it turns a little easier when I took that off. It may not. We'll see. This is still hard to turn though. I wonder why. It is hard to turn. Last time I did this, it wasn't hard to turn. I do have a better needle nose, but I'm just going to do it with the channel lock until I can't do it anymore. And then I finish off the needle nose. Because there's always a will, and there's always a way. So okay. I got it turned in pretty good.
Minus 711 for Mitchell.
Now I could do this, give myself more leverage, but maybe I don't have enough leverage this way.
Did you have him good to him? Of course.
Let's see if that fits over. Nope, we gotta go more.
Engine 16 going.
Engine 16.
Is EMS responding?
South affirmative, safe in the room.
I came off the other side over there. That's an easy push. Just gonna push that back into. Take your time, so you're not in a rush. I think this needle nose here is not that's the needle nose too. I don't want to damage that rubber piece, so let's do it this way. Let's do it this way.
Okay, thank you.
I suppose be a little creative and get it in there. Got one revolution or half a revolution.
Rescue 2, a seizure, 54 School Street, Jamaica Plain. Rescue 2, a seizure, 54 School Street, Jamaica Plain. Nearest box 2448 School Street at Grenada.
One more revolution. I should be able to fit in there because it's very close. I just don't want to force it. So if I turn this one more time, I guess we're in there. I think I might have to do a little bit more, but that went in a good amount. So let's see what happens. I guess we're in there. All right, not bad. Most important thing, you don't want to tear that boot, because if you tear that boot, you probably get brake fluid coming out of there, and then you talk about putting a new caliper on or rebuilding the old caliper, and that's something you don't want to do.
Engine 33, ladder 15, a stalled elevator. 52,
And you got to do this when you got time.
Engine 33,
You don't want to.
15, a stalled elevator.
You want to be rushing, because if you find yourself rushing, more likely you're gonna make more mistakes. So this is kind of like a way of relaxing. Put it that way. If you're rushing, then you come back another day, you know. To find out why that's not lining up. Could be off by a tad bit. Somebody's good to put eyes on it, because if you don't put eyes on it, you're not gonna know what you're doing. Gotta tap that in just a tad bit. It's off by a tad bit, so maybe this is not seated all the way in. You just put the ratchet on and see if it moves. Because it looked like the threads did catch. I'll know in a second.
Engine 7, ladder 17, a central station alarm, 2 Fayette Street, Boston. Engine 7, ladder 17, a central station alarm, 2 Fayette Street, Boston. Nearest box 1512 Charles Street South and Fayette Street, 1624.
what happened is that piece. It's okay for that piece to. That's good, because typically, if you don't, in order for you to stop that piece, you gotta hold this while you turn it. You could get an open end wrench to do that, but the way it's tightened on there, it's not gonna come off. So I'm pretty confident that's not gonna come off. This one here is always difficult because you got a small area you're trying to get into. Just take your time. Tight it just a little bit more, just so it's.
File ladder 28.
Ladder 28.
Somebody's returning 113.
Returning at 113, 16, 27.
You just inspect that to make sure it's in all the way. The top one definitely can go in more. The bottom one, I'm gonna put a little pliers on the end of it just to turn it all the way in. Cause what's happening, the inner piece is spinning, so I don't want these bolts to be sitting out.
Engine 41, ladder 14, a central station alarm, 201 Harvard Avenue, Brighton. Engine 41, ladder 14, a central station alarm, 201 Harvard Avenue, Brighton. Nearest box 5143 Commonwealth Avenue, Gorham Street, 1628.
Okay. That's more tight. That's tighter now because the back piece is not spinning. And there's a nut and there's like a little sleeve that it goes into. So sometimes you get lucky and the sleeve doesn't spin. But sometimes the sleeve does spin. Then looks like we're in good hands. Let me just double check this one just a slight bit. There we go. I feel more comfortable doing it the right way than, because if you don't snug these up the right way, you're gonna get some rattling up there, and you don't want that. If you're paying attention, you probably notice the difference, but if you're not, then you won't know. All right, so we got that on there. Now this hydraulic jack has a little leak in it, so I'm pretty sure I'm gonna have to pump it up again to get that tire on there. But let's see first. Let's see. Let's see if it doesn't, because I think this thing is leaking right there. It's leaking some fluid out of there. I think it needs an O-ring, but I've done an O-ring on that thing probably years ago. Okay, let's see. Let's put the tire on and see if we have to jack it up. If I don't have to jack it up, then it means it's holding. Let's see where we're at.
Ladder 26, an allergic reaction, 40 Smith Street, Roxbury. Ladder 26, an allergic reaction, 40 Smith Street, Roxbury. Nearest box 23.
Looks like we gotta jack it up a tad bit. So it's not a big deal.
Ladder 4, a medical assist, 46 Guild Street, Roxbury. Ladder 4, a medical assist, 46 Guild Street, Roxbury. Nearest box 2253 Lambert Ave, Guild Street,
Gotta go a little bit
1631.
higher. A little bit.
Engine 50, a seizure, 36 First Avenue.
Object is get it on one,
Engine 50, a
and then
seizure,
find the other
36
ones.
First Avenue.
Because once you get it on one, you can find the other
Nearest
ones.
box 4214 BNHP, First Ave, 5th Street, 1631.
That's not bad for a hydraulic leak that only leaked down about maybe an inch, maybe. Put these all back on here, nice and snug. And that's pretty much it, guys. We then changed the, I don't know how long it took me. It usually takes about a half an hour to 40 minutes, depending on, you know, your skill and what you're doing and how fast you're doing it. Like, typically I could do this, like, if I was rushing, probably 15 minutes. But I don't rush anymore. When I was at my younger years, I'll see how fast I can do it, a break. So we've been at it for about just about an hour. That's not too bad. Plus I've been stopping and looking. I haven't been like fully working, like putting my arm into it. So that's pretty much it. Snug these up.
Engine 21, ladder 7, street box activation, Dorchester.
Make sure I put it in the right direction first.
Ladder 7, street box activation, Dorchester. Nearest
And
box
here we go.
174 Edward Everett,
Now.
Square, 1633.
You could ratchet like this too. You can spin it. You can do like this. There's all different ways you can do this. Now I'm gonna take the pressure off the jack, and then I snug these all the way up. Okay, now take the pressure off the jack, like, in other words, put the full weight of the car on the tires.
EMS returning 321.
Yeah, VMS returning at 321, 1634.
That wasn't, see the hydraulic fluid? So that means at some point, I'm gonna put hydraulic fluid back in my jack here. Now what I normally do, I open up this little port here and pour it right down there. I'm not sure if that's the correct way to do it, but that's why I put it right in there. And I was told hydraulic fluid and transmission fluid is pretty much the same, because when I used to do my snow plowing, when I didn't have hydraulic fluid, I put my transmission fluid in there and it worked just as good. So I keep a couple of quarts of transmission fluid for my hydraulic leak, and it worked all that time. Never had a plow for about, I don't know, 30 years before I got rid of it. Yeah, I think it's about 30 years. Let me just put a little little pressure on it, nothing major. I'm putting my body weight on this. This is a lot of weight. This is a lot of. When you do that, you're putting a lot of weight on it. You don't realize it. You're putting a lot of foot pounds on that. You're putting a lot. So as you know, these are snug, and they are. I haven't lost a lug nut yet, which is a good thing. I haven't lost a lug nut yet.
Engine 29, ladder 11, a local alarm.
Alright guys, I think that's about it.
Engine 29, ladder 11, a local alarm.
Thanks for watching. If I miss anything or you see something I could have done differently, let me know. I'm always open for suggestions and ideas. But I successfully changed my rotor. That was the object. And I changed the pads too. So I did two things. The rotor and the pads. The pads are always easier because you're not taking off all that mechanism. But we're doing the rotor and the pads. Take your time. Have the right tools. One day we might do a video of me changing that O-ring on that hydraulic jack. But catch you guys on the next one.